Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to your Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and every week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thinking in the realm of sales and or leadership. By the way, I want to thank my podcast listeners and viewers out there. We're right at 150,000 downloads. I appreciate all the 5-star ratings that those of you that listen on Apple are giving me. And I can't reach out and just be more humbled by the fact that I'm helping each one of you grow your space in sales and leadership. Today's show is a pretty fun show for me because it's kind of like a passion for me, and I've had other shows similar to this where I've reflected on this, but today's show is I get 100% open rates. That's right, I get 100% open rates. This has been a reflection of basics for me. We've talked in previous shows about identifying your customers, selling with intent, building relationships, establishing what customers are worth, and how to turn that into real results. I'm still amazed about the number of people that insist on spending effort to shortcut it. And they always are just pushing back like they're not getting breaks, it's the competition, it's price, blah, 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 blah. And when I walk them back through the selling with intent, ask them those sets of questions, I always chuckle to myself in the fact that they don't get it. The fact you're listening or watching today's show tells me that you're on the road to getting it. And I understand that. So fortunately, I got to catch up with one of my ninjas, and he reminded me of a funny story he had at one of his company's big sales meetings. He's one of the top producers of this company, and he's a top producer with a territory that is one of the smallest in the country. So has a top producer in real numbers in a territory that's probably not as lucrative as some of the others. And so we were laughing at a meeting that he was attending where everybody was comparing their email strategies and all this stuff and open rates and everything. And finally, he just got, I guess, a belly full of it because he's a ninja. He understands it. He raised his hand, and he was recognized by the CEO. This was a big meeting. This was pre-COVID, and he was recognized by the CEO, and he said, "Can I ask a question? And do you know what my open rates are for my handwritten notes?" And so he wanted to share his open rates, and he asked, what do you think my open rates are for handwritten, hand-addressed, hand-stamped notes? Folks, that was a mic drop moment. He looked at everyone and said 100%, of course. This was an epic moment. Now, you're probably wondering, maybe even I've shared this story, but what really got me ramped and amped today was another one of the folks I was helping, and she shared that she's been in practice for years and COVID had shut her down and nobody was looking for anything and blah, 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 blah. So I asked her a couple questions. I said, how many people do you think you've successfully helped in your practice over the years you've been in it? And she goes, well over 1,000. I go, really? Really? Then I asked her this question. I said, how many of those folks reach back out to you when they got their handwritten, hand-stamped, hand-addressed happy birthday card on their birthday during COVID? You got it. The question was, how many of our 1,000+ people reach back out after they got the handwritten, hand-addressed, hand-stamped envelope wishing them a happy birthday on their birthday during COVID? Now, and sent to their house. So you guys know the answer, and this is me. I feel bad sometimes because I'm always being a smart ass when I do this. And when I'm asking, and it's like a mic drop moment. So I ask her, and then what do you think, what are the odds that they may not have reached back out with a special touch that I talked to her about or recommended? Try 0%. She looked at me and she goes, oh my God, I don't send anything out like that. I said, well, you're in a COVID. So right now you're sitting around anyway. Why wouldn't you take some moments? And if you did 1,000 of them divided by 50 weeks, that's 20 a week divided by 5 days. That's 4 a day. I'm going to tell you this. We've been on this call or on this podcast longer than it takes to write 4 birthday notes to people that have done business with you. So if she had sent out a birthday note to that 1,000+ customers during COVID and just said, thinking about you, I want to wish you a happy birthday, hope all's well. I'm going to ask all of you while you're listening, what do you think the odds are some of them would have reached back? What do you think the odds are? Some of them may have even reflected on what she had done so well for them and thought about telling one of their friends about it in these tough times. I would say 0% that they did not reach back out. And I'm going to promise you with that, she would have had probably 500 of those 1,000 people minimum reach back out and go, wow, thank you so much, ... By the way, I was thinking about you, and can I get with you? I know it's COVID. And oh, by the way, in this place we're remote. I can do it remote. Yes, I'll take care of you, blah, 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 blah. So today's rant is quit making excuses. The COVID is the most awesome time for you to ever reach out and be unique to your customers. So quit making excuses. Quit trying to find a shortcut. Be genuine and reach out. And remember, the open rate for your handwritten touches is always 100%. Thanks for tuning in every week, and remember to share if this helps you. My book, Self-Talk, Think Like a Child, is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, different sites like that. And if you ever have a question, just email me at help@deanakers.com. That's help@deanakers.com, and I'll be glad to help you. So now you know how to get 100% open rates. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.